In this video, we are going to explain to you the best attack strategy for Town Hall 12 in Clash of Clans. This will help you get the 3 stars much easier than any other strategy, and we're going to break it down for you each and every step. So let's get into it. Alrighty guys, let's dive straight into this. The strategy we are talking about is the P.E.K.K.A.s and Bowlers. It's the best strategy at Town Hall 12 and it's quite straightforward. We also have the bat spells which can make this attack even better. What you will see in this video is 5 different variations. You don't have to just stick with this army. 3 of the attacks use the bat spells. We've spaced them out, so attack number 1, this one, 3, and then the 5th, the final one of the video, and that last one is incredible. We also have a witch variation of this, so let's just dive into it, guys. The first thing you want to set up is your funnel. You can see we've done that at the south here. Do not forget about the Electro Dragon. If you can get out an area of the base where the air defense will not reach the dragon, you are onto a winner. We also have the P.E.K.K.A. as well. That is primarily what one of your P.E.K.K.A.s will be for, to cut off the funnel, whereas the main pack of troops come into the base itself. That includes your heroes, the bowlers, and some P.E.K.K.A.s as well. Guys, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Now, as the main pack of troops come through here, we've got the jump spell to kind of keep the base at this side where the main pack are punching through, so that the bats can then come around the other side. Now, this will be different depending on whether the base has splash damage in it or not, and what you will need to do is freeze the splash damage or distract it. You can see this happens. The bats come out to the side of the base here. The freeze spell wore off and the wizard tower just took down the bats incredibly fast. So let's check it out on the third attack. I am going to show you one before this, but on the third attack you'll see a much different example of the bat spells in using the freezes and the other troops to distract effectively. Now, this tends to happen towards the end of the attack. Do not worry about it, guys. Your troops will start to thin out. You're counting on your P.E.K.K.A.s and your heroes to clean up, and the bats. You don't want the bats to go down ideally, because they are going to help with time. If you can hold on to any hero abilities, make sure to do so. But let's move into the next example. Alright guys, the first thing you will notice for the second attack is there are no bat spells. So let's show you how this one differs. The strategy is pretty much the same though, with the P.E.K.K.A.s, bowlers, and like I said, we've mixed in a few witches for this one as well. So let's get in and see what Echo does for this one. And by the way, Echo has the final attack of this video as well, and it was incredible. What an amazing attack it was. You do not want to miss that one, guys, so be sure to stick around until the end. But coming in from the 6 o'clock area, going to start that queen charge, and she's going to press up towards this area, when we can then press in with the wall wrecker. Now, the siege machine you will use in this attack will be the wall wrecker, unless the stone slammer can path perfectly and open up the different areas you want. Then it's got to be the wall wrecker, because you need to get right the way through the base. That's part of this strategy. Your bowlers cannot get stuck in the middle of the base. They need to get through, so a jump spell will be also ideal. As you can see, again, one P.E.K.K.A. to cut the funnel off at that side so the main pack comes through. We get a little bit fortunate on this one, but some of the bowlers and witches do come down to the outside. But again, look at this huge group in the center of the base. Now, that is what you need. You need all of them troops in the middle, and through they will come. Again, look at the jump spell here, provides access into so much of the base, and that's what you need. You need to try and identify bases where the access through it is perfect. Now, the bat spells. Why don't we use them? Well, we have splash damage here, 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 and here. It's not that it couldn't work, guys. You could have probably swung in from the top in order to take that multi-inferno, freeze that one, but obviously maximizing on the troops because we could get them right into the core was just so much more effective to take that straight down. Check out the balloons also coming in. That's another top tip that you guys do not want to forget about. Look at this single balloon here, able to come in. It helped with the defense at the top and then the one at the bottom, and there was also a second balloon. If you can, try and factor in just a couple of them, because you'll be surprised that coming down to the end of the raid, you might be able to sneak that in to a cannon, to an archer tower, to take it down, and it will help you out massively. Now look at all of the troops left over on this one. It was an incredible raid, but let's move back to another example using the bat spells so that you can see that P.E.K.K.A. bow bat technique. The third example, this one again using the bat spells, but we have something a little bit different. The ice golem. Now you will see how important that ice golem is in this replay. And again, the very last one shows this as well. And there we have it. 4 P.E.K.K.A.s, 13 bowlers. You need the healers as well. Let's have a look at this one. Shrimp with the 6-pack in this war. What an absolute beast. So again, first thing you need to do is set up your funnel. You've got to have a plan for that, and make sure you're thinking about the buildings that are a little bit deeper as well. The P.E.K.K.A.s can be incredibly good for that. As you can see, the P.E.K.K.A. now redirecting this way. It doesn't just take out the buildings on the outside, it's able to get into them slightly deeper ones as well, and could be an incredible troop to funnel. Now, it's not too bad to have some walk on the outside if need be. They can take out them defenses on the outside if there's any there, or even just the trash buildings is what I meant to say, because it actually focuses the bowler's fire onto the defenses in the middle. They're not then shooting out of the base. Again, we had that huge pack coming through. I don't need to tell you guys, use the Grand Warden's ability on that Giga Tesla. The bowlers will take huge damage if not. If you can tank an Eagle artillery fire at the same time, that's obviously incredibly useful. But check out how late the bat spells are. You do not want to put them in too early and ensure they get fried. Here comes the Ice Golem to tank the Wizard Tower. Now that Wizard Tower is not going to take down the Ice Golem. Many times you would have seen this with a giant or a couple of giants, but if the giant goes down, even if you have another one there, the Wizard Tower might turn to the bats. So use the Ice Golem. Even if the Ice Golem goes down, it then pops a freeze spell and gives you that extra few seconds. Most of the time you will have that Wizard Tower down before that all happens and is done. It saves you the freeze spells in this occasion. We didn't even need any of them, but you will see on that final attack how you can merge both of them together, the freeze spells and the Ice Golem. But that Ice Golem, I'm telling you, if you've got it maxed level, it's incredible for tanking not just that Wizard Tower, but defenses as well as the bats come through. But the main thing from this raid, do not put the bats in too early. You want them to survive as best as possible. You want them to have a thin, clean strip around the base. And let's move on to the next example. Okay, so I wanted to bring you this example mainly because we have 10 witches within the army composition. So it's a very similar strategy. It's not quite the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat. There's no P.E.K.K.A.s, but we use the witches and 10 giants for this one. Now, it goes without saying, guys, look at this. 3 multi-infernos. That's why the witches are used instead of the P.E.K.K.A.s. But it's pretty much the same strategy. Any variation of this strategy right now, in my opinion, is the best at Town Hall 12. So let me know yours down in the comment section and leave a like if you've enjoyed this video as well. The classic Bow Witch attack is pretty much what this is. The giants in order to tank, a good spread on the bowlers and the witches. The witches here taking the role of the P.E.K.K.A. to create that funnel on either side whilst the bowlers come through the middle. Now again, we could have potentially used bat spells on this one, but look at all of the Wizard Towers. Coming into that Giga Tesla first means that we can get that down. We can ensure that the witches are safe and essentially essentially the bat spells on the back end here just didn't make sense. But as we come through, we have more than enough to get through these single target infernos, and you'll actually be surprised at how quickly the wizard towers go down. Now, unfortunately, most of the troops come down to the south. It's good that they stick together, but it leaves this huge patch at the north, but we are going to have enough to get through it. We will fast forward through this one to get you to that final P.E.K.K.A. Bobat attack and example, because that exact variation is the best. However, I wanted to show you this because many of you might be familiar with the Bow Witch, and it's pretty much an extension of that strategy. It came from this. Now, the other example here, save onto that Queen's ability as much as you can. You will need it for single infernos. You may need it coming down to the final few defenses. If you can, do not use that ability too early. Check it out how the final few skeletons made it through that wall to clutch the final air defense. But let's move on to the final attack of this video. Alright guys, here we go, a base which is all over the place, but this attack brings in the principles that we've taught you. You've got your 5 healers, you've got your 4 P.E.K.K.A.s, 12 bowlers for this one, but again, 6 bat spells. That tends to be the sweet spot, so you've got enough in terms of rage and freeze. If you can get access through the base with the wrecker, you do not need a jump spell. And look again, just that one loon can be so helpful in order to finish off them few defenses as you're coming through. Now, you can set up your funnel however you want. On this one, we are going to use that queen charge, which by the way is one of the best methods of setting this up, but as you've seen across the different examples, it's not the only way. Electro dragons, the P.E.K.K.A.s, even just wizards or minions themselves, however you can set up that funnel the most efficiently, make sure you do it. The advantage of the queen charge is that she can reach over and take some defenses. That helps to funnel further into the base as well, which can be tricky for bowlers, but it then doesn't go to waste. It's essentially costing you nothing to create the funnel down on this side, because you're going to have your healers and queen come into the base anyway, so that's where the advantage lies. Again, just that one P.E.K.K.A. is enough to take out these trash buildings on the outside, set up that funnel for our troops coming straight through, and look at all of that. Pretty much the entire army coming through into the base. Again, use that Grand Warden's ability if you can, tank through a Eagle artillery, but the main focus is getting through that Giga Tesla. So as you will see there, boom, could have been a second or so earlier, but once you've got into the base, do not start the bats too early. We've actually gutted out all of this area. We've got a thin strip around the side, in come the bats. Do not underestimate that first wizard tower. Even if all of your bats haven't spawned, get a freeze spell on it. You don't want your bats going down. The whole thing about a bat wave is the pure energy that you get from all of the bats. Now, a good example here in terms of the multi is that if you don't need to freeze it, don't. Look, all of the bowlers, your heroes, the ice golem, the multi-inferno was tanked. We didn't need to freeze it because all of the beams were occupied. The wizard towers are the main thing you want to focus on. Either freeze it or distract it. The ice golem works perfectly around the outside. All of the multis, make sure you've got a plan whether you're freezing them or they are already occupied. Set up that funnel effectively. Get your bowlers through the base with the use of that wall wrecker, and ensure that your bat wave has a thin strip that you know exactly where it is going to go. Bring some balloons as well in order to help with them final few defenses. Guys, if you want to see the bat slap, which is a brand new strategy, I'll link it right there. Go ahead and watch that. It's a new strategy, super effective. Make sure to turn on that notification bell. But that wraps it up for this one. Until next time, peace out.